Picture this. You wake up on a beautiful Saturday morning with the sun shining outside and the AC on inside your house. After a long week of just tiring, endless news and debates and arguments online, you're finally free to do something. But what do you do? Do you fall back to sleep, exhaust your time online doing nothing, or do you search for an opportunity to do something that you want? Leisure, in simple terms, is free time. This is the time that you spend away from work, job hunting, house chores, education, as well as necessary activities like eating and sleeping. Leisure is a time of freedom and choice, and it should be valued for the benefits that it can provide. First and foremost, leisure gives you the freedom from something and the freedom to do something. Next, leisure can allow one to grow. And then, leisure can allow for the self-discovery of an individual. Now, as a high school student who also takes dual credit courses, believe me, the last thing that I'd want to do on a Saturday is work. And I can only imagine that teachers and adults wouldn't even want to hear the word work on a Saturday. That's why I love leisure so much. Because not only do I have time to relax and have fun, I'm able to search for and do activities that I wouldn't normally be able to do with my work. That brings me to my first point, that leisure gives us freedom from something and the freedom to do something. When we have free time, we throw away our worries. Every time we are working, our minds move at these varying speeds. We may think about, what work do I have to do? What time is it? We may just sit and procrastinate or even sleep while we have work to complete. These thoughts are really stressful and they're hard to shake off, but as soon as work is done, our worries just wash away because we're free from worrying about what is needed and can think about what we want to do by ourselves. Something that needs to be remembered, though, is that leisure shouldn't feel or be forced. Since we live in this society where extensively working is glorified, leisure is looked down upon and labeled lazy. Self-care is rather squeezed into our time to counter these stressful hours. Yet, because of our busy schedule and finding a place for self-care in that schedule, even self-care feels like a busy hassle due to us forcing it onto us. It's important to have a good work ethic, but it's equally important to recover from the stress of daily life with natural leisure time. As a matter of fact, working too much has consequences for oneself, one's family, and one's work, according to goodtherapy.org. It can lead to anxiety, depression, irritability, family conflict, difficulty concentrating, and decreased productivity, among other issues. According to a study in 2009 by 5 members of the Finnish Institute of Occupational Health, in addition to the psychological difficulties, burnout has been connected with the physical health issues, including an increased risk of cardiovascular problems. Leisure, on the other hand, has plenty of benefits that allow an individual to grow. Outside of the obvious enjoyment, leisure's best benefit is that it allows our bodies and minds to rest and recover from the stress of our daily lives. As stated before, our lives are always spent burning ourselves out to work, or just the weight of reality around us causing us to feel very negative emotions. In leisure time, we can reflect and think about what is happening in our lives and think about what we want to do with our lives instead of forcing ourselves to do necessary actions. The slower pace of leisure allows us to think rationally and make decisions thoughtfully. I may sound like a broken record now, and I apologize, but I just need to get this point across. When we have such a busy schedule and accidentally make it more busy by forcing a time for self-care, we find ourselves rushing to get things done. Of course, by rushing to complete a task, we may overlook something or do something just as quickly as possible to get it done. The calm and slow pace of free time can clear our mind and allow us to consider ideas and decisions far more thoughtfully. Not only does it allow for creativity, but it allows us the freedom to be intentional in the decisions that we make. The spare time for leisure has tons of physiological, social, psychological, and emotional benefits. With how much time a person can have on their hands, leisure and recreation has tons of benefits for everyday health. Physically speaking, this includes more energy, greater strength, flexibility and endurance, greater physical independence, and much more. Other social, psychological, and emotional benefits include greater optimism, feelings of achievement and accomplishment, high morale and life satisfaction, and even laughter. Yes, that's right. Leisure and free time, the enjoyment in that can benefit laughter and so much more. Through all of this, however, perhaps the most interesting benefit of leisure is the self-discovery someone can make about themselves. With so much time to spare, people can search for new activities or hobbies to do. Due to the packed schedule that we may have, we don't have the time to freely explore ourselves or our interests. Thanks to leisure, though, some of these interesting activities can either help create a calm atmosphere or to branch out and see what we can really do and enjoy. This can range from cooking, gardening, reading, playing a musical instrument, drawing, or even outdoor activities like hiking or walking, bowling, golfing, or even horseback riding, along with many other activities. Just search and find your interests. Of course, leisure activities have benefits. Not only do you have the ability to discover something about yourself or just discover something neat about anything, but these activities have some neat benefits, such as stress reduction, relaxation and participation in pleasant activities, and the creation of new social relationships by participating in leisure activities. Through self-discovery and finding our interests in life, you can truly feel accomplished. When you find something interesting for you to try, devote your time to, and learning, and maybe even mastering it, then not only do you have the right to say that you are happy, but you also have the right to say that you can succeed in what could normally be perceived as a difficult task. Not everyone can play a video game or understand a sport as well as everyone else, but that's okay. By finding your own interests and succeeding in those interests, you have every right to feel accomplished and happy because you are living how you want to. All of this and so much more are the benefits that come with leisure and is why it is such a value. First, leisure gives you the freedom from something and the freedom to do something. Next, leisure can allow one to grow. And finally, leisure can allow for the self-discovery of an individual. I know there are some people who may think that leisure time is a waste of time, or see the people who spend their time enjoying leisure as lazy. But can those people truly say that they are living? Leisure allows you to calm down and just relax for a while. It allows you to find yourself and truly see what the world can offer. So I ask you to sit back, relax, don't overwork yourself, think positively, and enjoy the time you have to yourself. Now, that's all the time that I have. I have to get back to playing Mario Kart 8 with my family. Thanks for listening, and please enjoy your spare time.